So, alright everybody, welcome to the very first Michigan Smash Ultimate weekly roundup. And this is an exciting series that I'm very excited to present to you guys. It's going to be going over the entire state of Michigan, which weeklies have been happening, who's been doing well, who's been exceeding expectations, who's been doing well, what tournaments have been happening. And if you have not been able to go to a tournament, there are a lot of tournaments that are coming back, and a lot of tournaments that are yet to be announced. And right now, there's a tournament almost every day. And if you can make the drive, you can compete. You can compete, and it's a lot of fun. I'm so glad to be back. There's just so much going on right now, and for the longest time, Michigan has not had a hotspot where information can be presented in a way where it's digestible and entertaining, and isn't as widespread. There's always been little databases out here and there, but it's never been like a presentation for it. So today, I'm gonna try and remedy that. I think this could be a really cool series for everybody to enjoy, and just to get info on there. Because it's been, like I said earlier, there's been a lot going on. So let's just dive straight into it. Right now, the first thing you're looking at is the database that I created with the hope of Lunges, or Grayson Harding, as you guys may know him as. This database serves a multitude of purposes, but the main one is every tournament that's happened since May 1st is in this tournament. It's in this database. Granted, if your tournament is not in here, it's probably for two reasons. One, I couldn't find it, or two, it didn't reach 16 entrants. And the minimum for tournaments is going to be 16 entrants to be eligible for this database. Just as a little caveat. But if you guys want to find this database, so you can just copy the link up here, or you can just go to bracket.com and search up Michigan Smash Ultimate 2021 preseason, and this database will come up. And I will also leave a link to this database in the description for you guys if you're curious and checking this out. But this database will tell you a couple things. Right now there's been 260 unique people. Look at this, 275 unique people have entered the tournament in only 1 month. That is insane. The people are going in. But as you can see, here's a quick snapshot of the top 10 rankings according to the database. Daybreak, Dilster, Eden, Agi, Nico, Lavish, Low 1, Kepler, Hawk, and Boo Bear. It's quite a stacked list. There might be some names in there that might confuse you. There might be some names that you want to see here. But we're going to go through every tournament, and then we're going to circle back to the state of the database. Another caveat on the database before we continue. Because there's only been so few tournaments, as you can see right here, there's only been 15 tournaments. It's only been 15 tournaments, and it's across the entire state of Michigan. So some players have not had the opportunity to travel or play against some certain other players, or some players are farming perhaps some smaller events. But either way, I'm going to recap every tournament that's happened and that's been eligible for this list. So the first one is actually LFG Smash Ultimate, and not in Oakland, not in I need to open a bracket. Not in Oak Smash, but actually in Kalamazoo. So this is the first West Michigan event that's been really getting numbers. And this tournament actually barely qualified with 16 entrants, but both Hawk and Linus, and as you can see, there was actually a pretty stacked tournament for what it was. As you can see, you got Hawk, Wilf, OT, Suspect, Prince, CK, Linus, Demon Cake, Chan, Mouse. Like some pretty good names here. As we go to the bracket, we see some pretty decent upsets here. Like we see Demon Cake got a Linus win. Suspect beat Hawk. Demon Cake made the finals, where Suspect won. And then the loser side, Chan, Linus, Prince, and Sharkus actually made in top 8. With Hawk and Linus actually playing against each other in losers, which is pretty funny. And then, because they're twins, and then Hawk making the run back, and and Suspect actually beating him again and winner in grand finals. So in this tournament alone, there were 2 former CPR people in Hawk and Linus, and neither of them won the tournament. Suspect actually ended up winning this tournament, which is actually pretty surprising. But good on Suspect, dude. Alright, next tournament, actually Tri-City. Tri-City number 140. So LLC Smash Ultimate happens every Sunday in Kalamazoo, and in Tri-City happens every Friday. And at this tournament, there was a bunch of good players. There was Lavish, OG Derek, Caleb, Caleb / FT5, Dux, Chia, Agi, Oz, PC3X, Lux, some former PR people, some really good gatekeepers. And as you can see, we got guys like Lavish and Caleb, and Oz actually got the upset over Agi, and PC3X made it into winner's side. And then on loser's side, Chia, OG Derek, Dux actually beat Lux, and Agi made it in. And you can see Agi actually ended up making the losers run to fight against Oz, and actually the rematch in grand finals. And he actually ended up winning the tournament. So he went on a huge losers run. So good on Agi, dude. And Oz got second, and Lavish got third. So very, very good tournament. Had 21 entrants. Next up is Oak Smash Saturday. This happens every Saturday. And right here in Royal Oak. Oak Smash has been consistently the most stacked tournament so far. But nonetheless, this tournament is still like really competitive. Obviously, like you have Daybreak, PC3X, Stillster, Lavish, Low One, Kepler, and CK, who I think have all been PR before. And like you have the upper cover like Oz and Zephyr in here, and like Yoder, like Yeho. But as you can see, Daybreak, Dillster, Low One, and CK actually make winner's side. And then in losers, Hex, Kepler, PC3X, and Lavish actually make it into the top 8. With Dillster actually winning the tournament over Low One. And Daybreak got third. Next up is Tri-City 141. As you can see, again, another really stacked tournament. We have Agi, Tom, Lux, Fire Train, Kovu. Not quite as stacked as Oak Smash, but still some really good players in here. Agi actually gets upset by KTE pretty in winners quarters, and Lux actually makes it into winner semis. Fire Train makes it into winner semis with Pikachu, and Kovu, the snake, actually makes it in. And then on loser side, Tom and Agi get in, Haz gets in, and Azur Ahai gets in. And moving on to losers, we get some good matches here. KTE actually won the Battle of Ditto over Haz, and then Agi ended up making the run, and Kovu stopped him in grand finals. So good on Kovu for winning the tournament with his snake. Next up, we got Oak Smash 5. Again, this one got 35 entrants again. And one of the biggest stories so far of Michigan is that Nico, former PGR player, actually moved to state and he's been competing. He did pick up Roy, not Shulk, so that's a little interesting. The problem, he actually did lose to Kepler here, a really good snake player, in winter semis. And then on the other side, Dillster actually beat Low One this time, and then ended up winning the tournament, as you see there. Also in top 8, EXO, Rob, Trisket, make it in. While Nico actually, Nico actually made it back to face against Kepler again, and he actually won that time. But he did lose to Dillster. Alright, next up is Tri-City. As you can see, we're going back and forth between Tri-City and Oak Smash right now. 31 entrants. Nico goes out to this one again, dude. And Sensational shows up. Lux, Dux, Eden, Extraordinary, Aquatic, Adornment, a bunch of good players here. And then Nico, Lux, Eden, and Aquatic make top 8. With Nico actually winning the tournament, you can see there, over Eden. But yeah, Dux, Extraordinary actually beats his brother, Sensational, to get in. Yodolehi beats the Dormalite. And then David gets in as well. David beats Yoder. Extraordinary gets an Extraordinary, makes a decent run here. But at the ultimate, Eden beats him and then tries to, and then falls a Nico in Grands. Alright, Oak Smash once again. This was the biggest tournament of the preseason so far. This one got 59 entrants, with Nico being the 1 seed here. But yeah, Nico, Linus, Superhero, Doorstop, the Ohio PR ZSS. Showed up, Smasher, really good Mega Man player, Lavish, P63X, Daybreak, Sick Nick, who's a Wi-Fi warrior. He played Pichu, I'm pretty sure. He was pretty good. Aquatic, Fox player, the Bowser Jr. player, but actually beat Kepler, who's won a tournament this season. And then Roxas, who I believe means Sephiroth. And then in winter semis, actually Roxas got in over the bows, Daybreak beat Aquatic, and Dorsop beat Lavish, and then Nico beat Superhero. And then in losers, the people who got in were Yoder Lady Hill, Linus over the bows, Kepler over Superhero, and Lavish over Winter. And as you can see, Kepler makes a bit of a run here, upsetting Roxas, I'm pretty sure. And then he does lose to Nico, so Nico finally got his number there. And then Dorsop actually 3-0s Nico in the Roy's ZSS matchup. And then Daybreak has a clutch 3-2 win over him to win this tournament. Alright, the second LFG Smash Ultimate that qualified. There was one in between. There was another one, but it only got 10 entrants, so I didn't bother putting it in because it didn't reach 16. Yeah, this one didn't have Linus and Hawk show up, but still a relatively pretty good weekly. Suspect, OT, Trick Guy, Demon Cake, Defoe, who I think was at number 8 on the Wi-Fi PR, came out to this. Chan was here, Miles, CK, Prince. I went to this one, I went here, and as you can see, I upset Prince, Chan, somehow force read Miles, Defoe beat Demon Cake, and OT upset Suspect. And then Defoe beat OT, and then Defoe beat Chan, and then Defoe beat Suspect. So, that was the last thing. And then another West Michigan event, Starlight, happened. And this was and then Eden showed up to this one. There was I think two more Starlights happened for this one, but I couldn't get those brackets, so they're not in the system, unfortunately. But yeah, West Michigan does go fly in a bit under the radar, so this division takes the spotlight. Their best players like Eden, who mains Steve, Pocket, who mains Robin, Killer G, who mains Joker, Chan, who mains Mega Man, Boo Bear, who mains Rob, Merrick, who mains Bayonetta, DG, who mains Byleth, and OT, who mains Robin. But as you can see, Chan upsets the 4th seed there, but then Eden stops him, and Eden and Boo Bear, who were, I think, the top 2 players in West for a long time, end up going at it, and Eden ultimately wins the tournament. With no really big surprises here. Pocket, the 19, does make a bit of a run, but is stopped by DG. And yeah, really nice tournament there. And then the tournament that came back pretty recently was actually DI Downriver. This is actually a Wednesday tournament, which is pretty cool because most of the tournaments have been on weekends exclusively. But Advo, who was top 10 on the last state PR, was the 1st seed here, and he just destroyed everybody. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he went on a tear, dude. Smasher showed up, who's been state PR before. Augie, Gary, who I think is relatively new to the scene, but he's been really good. Bajado, Wi-Fi warrior, Lion gets in. Magma, another Wi-Fi warrior. Daddy Longlegs. They all do. Augie doesn't make a bit of a loser run, but loses to Gary again, dude, in a 3-2. And then Advo ends up winning the tournament. Tri-City Tryhard. This one was stacked, but for really weird reasons, because Quark, who was number 1 in the Wi-Fi PR, came out to this. And then, like, you got Extraordinary, who's been state PR and was Wi-Fi PR. Copal, who was number 3 on the Wi-Fi PR. Like, Tom, who's the good player, is Eden, who was the best second, who was number 2 on the West Michigan PR. And who just won Starlight, as you guys saw. Stational, who's been state PR before. Freakzoid, who's been, like, borderline PR. Came out, and then top 8 on winner side was actually Copal versus Quark in the Wi-Fi warrior battle, and then Eden versus Freakzoid. And then losers, you had Lux beat over beat Sensational, Tom beat Prince. Prince, who actually came out to this, I think Prince actually moved to East Michigan. He's no longer a West Michigan guy. But yeah, Freakazoid made a bit of a run from Cinerar, and then Copewell tried his best to win over Eden, the Steve's player, and then Quark, and then he actually ended up beating Eden. Eden actually ended up winning the tournament over Quark. You know, 2 set runs, what was that wins against him? They went game 5 3 times in a row, dude. Alright, the last Oak Smash we're gonna cover, Oak Smash number 7, where Dillster came out, Hawk came out, Eden came out, Goma. Well, Eden was really undefeated here. I feel like he won the event. He's won 2 tournaments, and he was only like the 8th seed here. Oh well. But PC3X, FT5, Daybreak, Superhero, a lot of really good players. Bluebear. But yeah, not big yet. Dillster, PC3X, who used to be a Pac-Man player, but I think he plays Fox now. And then yet Daybreak, Linus. And then top 8, you had the West Crime with Eden beating Bluebear. And then FT5, who plays Pac-Man, got in. And then Hawk, who plays Ike, and then Linus, who plays Rosa, played each other. And these 2 brothers, I said this before. Superhero, who picked up Pyro Misra, beats P6Rex. And then HD also beats Hawk as well. And then moves on to finals where he barely loses to Dillster. And then I actually did a set analysis over this grand final set between Daybreak and Dillster. So if you want to check that out, I'm gonna link that in the description too. And next up, this was returned in Ann Arbor, Hotline Arbor number 16. The return of Ann Arbor events. Lavish came out. Prince went to this because Prince goes to everything apparently. Glacy went to this. Chia. But yeah, where did they see Dante Latte? Where did Dante lose at? Dante got second. Dante lost to Chia, the Rob player. He made a hell of a run, dude. He won like 7 in a row to get to grand finals. Jesus, dude. Dante Latte was like a really good Joker player in Wi-Fi. This was the only tournament I think he went to. He's gone to so far, but he got second here, dude. I mean, he did get 3-0 by Lavish, but you know, getting this kind of like losers run is kind of insane. But yeah, but a bunch of really good players here too. And then Movement Monday, which there's been a few of these going on, but none of these have really gotten the entrance besides this one. But yeah, Daybreak, Derek, Sensational Kepler, Low One, Ahmad, Goma, just a bunch of PR players that started to show up to this one. With Daybreak actually. Daybreak and Low One making the winners finals, where Low One won, and then Kepler actually made the losers run here to get into finals over Daybreak. Though Low One still ended up winning the tournament. And then the last tournament I'm going to cover is the second Starlight Road on here, which had Boo Bear and Merrick getting into winners semis, and then you had DG and J Boss, who plays Fox, I think, got into winners semis. And then getting the top 8, we had CK47 win over me, and then we had Espada win over Haz, Pocket over Snow, and then Killity over Mac. And Espada made a bit of a run. He's a villager Ridley player, and then but then Pocket ended up making the run as well, and he ended up getting 3rd, while DG got 2nd, and then Boo Bear got 1st. That was a lot of tournaments to go through. But yeah, now we can just go through the league ranking really quick. As you can see, there's a ton of players in here. There's 264 unique players that entered the tournament in the first month of the season, which is kind of insane. As I said earlier, these rankings aren't going to be 100% what you expect or like accurate, because there's only been 15 tournaments across the entire state of Michigan, and the database really prioritizes for high placings more than anything else. Which a lot of PRs you see really prioritize head-to-head. But either way, this is a good baseline and a good area to get much information from. But like so the top players in the system like Daybreak has won 2 tournaments, I'm pretty sure. We can check Daybreak's stats right now. But we just went over it all. But yeah, Daybreak's won 2 tournaments, he's gotten 3rd place. Pretty deserving 1st there. He's got wins over a ton of good players, obviously. And yeah, Dillster, Eden, Agi, Nico, Lavish, Low One, Kepler, Hawk, Bluebear, Suspect, Superhero, Advo, Dante Latte, Linus, Yoder, Prince, Defoe, Pocket, and OG Derek, who round out the top 20. at least according to the system. But yeah, you can pretty much look up anyone in here, and you can find the results. And then the final thing I want to touch on, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but for you that don't know, the Draft Crew series is back, and these are all the players that are gonna be in it. And this is happening every Tuesday, where there's gonna be 8 different crews, and they're gonna be playing for 4 hours on stream. And if you want more information on that, go to the Aura Gaming Discord. Go to the Aura Gaming Discord. There's gonna be a lot of information on that, and you should really check it out. It's gonna be really hype. Your boy, the GOAT, is my team captain. And draft is tomorrow at 7, so be sure to check that out as well. But anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to cover. I tried to get through this really fast because there was a lot of information to uncover. This will be a weekly series where I go through tournaments every single week. Every local that happened in Michigan, I will tell you about it, tell you what happened, tell you who's doing good, tell you who has wins and who, and I will deliver the information because I'm the motherfucking analyst. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Appreciate all of you, and I'm out.